Hi and welcome to the Beer Temple. I am Chris Quinn, and today we're going to be talking about hops. In particular, the Nelson Sauvin hop. Very popular hop right now that people are very much using as a featured hop. They're not really using it as a blend. So I wanted to just talk about two beers that I have that prominently feature Nelson and you know, kind of see what they taste like and kind of go into the hop a little bit. As you know from watching this show, there's a lot of hops right now that are very much kind of it hops, very popular varietals to use. It seems these new aromatic hops are becoming more and more popular. New hops are always coming onto the market, and a lot of them have very unique flavors. In the past, there would be these C hops, you know, C hops, and what they would basically be used in different amounts and kind of combined to come up with unique flavors. Centennial and Columbus and Cascade and Nugget and, or not Nugget as much, but you know, a bunch would be used together. Now I think you have brewers who are using a lot of single hops, or at least finishing their hops, dry hopping and doing flavor additions with single hop to get that hop's unique perspective. And I think Nelson is as good a hop as any to kind of highlight that. It is a New Zealand hop, and it is named Nelson Sauvin for the white wine-like character that it gives, the Sauvignon Blanc-like character. I tend to get a little bit more of like a grape leaf and sometimes kind of a green onion thing from it, but I personally love it. It's also a hop that is kind of a love it or hate it hop for some people. It's not everybody's favorite. I tend to like it quite a bit. But here we are. I've got two beers that I think very much typify the flavor of Nelson Sauvin. The first is the first Nelson hopped beer that I can remember having. This is from Alpine Brewing, just outside of San Diego in Alpine, California. Tiny little brewery, kind of very much a cult favorite, and this is their rye pale with a big Nelson hop character called Nelson. So thank you very much to Arash for donating this beer to the show. Man, very much a kind of exotic flavor, like a fruit flavor, these tropical notes, but also like a big leafy green flavor too. And I'm not saying like greens you get in the grocery store. I'm thinking more like big, like huge green, like rubber plant, something like that, like a big rainforest green thing. There is a little bit of the onion here, but not a whole lot. I'm almost getting a little bit of like a plasticky or like a vinyl smell here as well. I think it's very pleasant. I kind of like unique flavors in hops. Very much kind of like a peachy flavor too, like a white peach. Some perfumey notes. I don't get a ton of the rye, but it smells wonderful. The aroma was good. The flavor just really kind of kicks it up. Big, massive, juicy, much more of this white grape flavor here. Very much even more than, like I said, grape leaves earlier. In this one, I am getting a nice, big, juicy white grape. That and like a tropical nectar going on as well. A hint floral. And that, not petroleum, but like a kind of a vinyl note as well. Just, I don't know, wanted to face it. I'm obsessive. Let me move this out of the way. Really nice beer. I mean, I'm gonna go 95 for the Nelson. Just solid IPA. This is 95 on the Chris Quinn scale, not on do I think everyone will like it. This is just really on the deliciousness factor. I want to keep drinking this beer. This is the Nelson from Alpine Beer Company. If you find yourself in the San Diego area, I highly recommend you picking some up. It is very nice. And from San Diego to right here in Chicago, this is Beejay's Weirdo Brown Ale. It says right on here, you know, how much Nelson Sauvin did you use? All the Nelson, says Beejay. Beejay, the head brewer for Pipeworks, and also very much a fan of a Nelson Sauvin. He's got several beers that highlight the beer, the hop. And in this one, he has a brown ale. And if I'm remembering correctly, it's kind of a joke. It's not really a brown. He just used a touch of specialty malts to get it this brown color. It's more or less a double IPA or an IPA, a 9.5 double IPA. That said, there is certainly a little bit of a brown beer aroma here. I'm getting some chocolate notes, a bit of a cocoa powder. Not nearly as aromatic in the Nelson as the Nelson. And you know what? It's certainly very forward hopped with Nelson. It's not as out of balance as this one. Just that touch of sweetness. Maybe it's the color playing tricks on me, but you know, that malty sweetness. A hint of nuttiness. And then that kind of underlying grapey green tropical note is very nice. It's a very well made, well balanced beer. And one that I think, you know, you could get a whole glass of and kind of work your way down and kind of think about it. Solid beer though. I'll go, you know, 92 on it. I would have actually liked to probably have done them the other way around. As it warms up a bit, the Nelson is coming out a hint. But it is interesting. It is like kind of this brown. It is a brown ale, so I take back everything I said. It smells like a brown ale. So, anyway, guys, there you have it. I've got to go. I've got to open this door. Sorry for a rushed episode, but there you have it. 2 Nelson Sauvin beers. Hopefully you like the show. I've got to go. I will see you soon.